Hey, how you doing? The turn of speech that I will be doing will be about the time where I was first homeless. So the reason why it's going to take me a little longer to do this is because it's a really tough subject that I'm a little bit still dealing with. But this was, I would say, back in 2020 actually. Um, 2022, I believe. Yes, 2022. So, um, in the beginning of 2022, beginning of summertime is when we actually had to move. It was me and my brother, and we had to move to the apartment that we were at the time. And so, at that time, we had to move, and we didn't have another apartment by the time our lease had ended. So it was at the point where I had to go with any family members that I could, and he had to go with whoever he could. So at that point, it was definitely tough because I mean I was still working. I just got my new car, and it was just like what do we do from now on? But for me having my car, I was still able to get back and forth to work, so I was able to still have an income. However, I was at the point where it was definitely hard for me to just keep with my everyday life because, I was homeless and, at that time I was living in my car because I didn't have a place to stay. And, was going back from sleeping on couches to sleeping on floors. And it was just really hard. And so throughout the next couple of years, I was homeless. I went from sleeping in my own car to sleeping on my cousin's floor, and then to sleeping in my mom's car, which was definitely the worst point because I only did that for a couple months, but it definitely did leave a bad mark on me. Me and my mom, we don't have a relationship to this day, and I don't have any hard feelings about it, but it was definitely at that time in my life where I did need somebody. And of course, as being someone's mother, you would definitely think that they would be the first person I would turn to, but it was definitely wasn't that. I had to be my own mother when I was growing up, so it was definitely, very hard on that. But it was definitely a very hard point of being homeless. But now I am happy, and I have my wife and my son, and I'm really happy.